Hey, this is Mike Koons, GM over at Gameday Baseball, here to talk about arm care and youth baseball today. We're going to demonstrate kind of arm care injury prevention today, especially here in a cold weather state in Colorado. Our young guys need to take care of their arms. Too often than not, we see teams showing up to ball fields and kids just run out playing catch. That's one of the easiest ways to put your arm in a bad position to get injured or get hurt. So what we want to talk about is a few different ways to possibly prevent injuries, but also warm your arm up prior to a game or a practice. Here at Gameday, we like to use the Jaeger Bands. Jaeger Bands are a great tool for building arm strength, but also injury prevention. A lot of different routines you can do with the Jaeger Bands. We're going to take you through just a few today that you can start to build a routine with. And then as you get older, you can continue to kind of break that down and add more and more exercises to it or take exercises away. So when you get to the ballpark, typically you have a chain link fence. Here at our facility, we use the hoist rig as our exercise equipment, our way to utilize our Jaeger Bands. Jaeger Bands come in two different sizes. We have a youth band and we have an adult size or a senior league band. I'm going to hook up the junior band today just for our demonstration purposes. When we get to the ballpark, we want to find a chain link fence. The best part about the Jaeger Bands is they come with a carabiner clip that you can just attach anywhere. For the purpose of the demonstration, we're going to hook it to our hoist rig. Once the bands are hooked up, we can get closer or further to the fence to use our Jaeger Bands. The further we get away, the harder the exercise is going to be. The closer we get to the machine or the fence, the easier the exercise is going to be. Once we get in front of the fence, we want to hook our wrists into the Jaeger Bands. Real simple, but this step, we want to make sure the wrists are tight and secured and our arms are fastened into the Jaeger Bands. Now we can begin with our exercise program. The first exercises we're going to do, we're always going to start from the bottom of the fence and work our way up. Today we're going to demonstrate a few different exercises into our Jaeger Band routine. The first one being our arm circles. So you want to bend over at the waist. We want to be far enough away from the chain link fence, or in this case the hoist rig, to create a little bit of tension. Then we're going to bend over at the waist and we're going to simply do large arm circles, building our way up to 10 repetitions each way. Once you go one direction, we can turn around and we can do the opposite direction. After doing our arm circles, the next exercise we're going to do at our bottom chain link fence or the bottom of the hoist rig is our Superman routine. So again, bend over at the waist, slightly bend at the knees. Straight arms, we're going to trace our sides up to shoulder height, but not higher than shoulder height. Control the motion back down to the ground. Trace it back up, control back down. Now that we've worked the bottom of the chain link fence, we've moved our way up to right around hip height on the fence. Now we're going to work our internal and external rotation. First exercise, we're going to put our arm at a 90-degree angle. We're going to put our hand inside our armpit. That's going to create the proper technique to be able to utilize the internal external rotation. From here, slowly moving the arm out, and if we need more tension, we're going to move away from the machine or away from the fence. This works the outside of the arm and our exterior rotation. Now that we've worked our exterior rotation, we're going to work our interior rotation. Again, hand is going to go in the armpit. I'm a right-handed thrower, so my right elbow is going to be at my side, create that 90-degree angle. I want to work the band across our body. Big emphasis right here is to not turn our shoulders, but to keep our shoulders straight and flex our core. That way we're working the right part of the arm. We've now moved the bands up to shoulder height. We're going to do our 90-90 routine. So we've created two 90-degree angles. We're going to keep our elbows up by our shoulders, and we're going to pinch our scaps back. This keeps our arms in the correct position. From here, we're going to slowly proceed down and back up. As you can tell, I'm in a pitcher's or a thrower's lunge to isolate the arm and to work our 90-90 degree angle. Now that we've done the forward 90-90, we're going to do the backwards 90-90. For this, we move the bands back down to the bottom of the chain link fence, bending our knees slightly, putting arms back at 90 degrees, and pinching our scapula muscles back. From here, we're gonna go back and come forward, slowly keeping our elbows at our shoulder height. Now we're gonna put our hands in prayer position above our head, and we're gonna flex our triceps back. We're just gonna extend the arms up. This is gonna get a nice stretch on the back of the arms and the triceps, out in front of the head, keeping the eyes forward the entire time. For one of our last exercises, we always want to finish with the elbow and the forearm. For the elbow, we want to hold our elbow up around our shoulder height, slowly extend it forward. This is going to put a bunch of blood through our elbow and our forearm prior to throwing a baseball. For the last exercise today in our Jaeger Band routine, we're going to work our forearm and our wrist extension. So from here, we're holding our forearm and our elbow in place, and we're simply moving our wrist over, much like the finish on a throw or a follow through. So that's our Jaeger Band routine today. Again, I think all players here, especially in Colorado, can benefit from having some type of arm band resistance routine. This should be something that players are taking advantage of the moment they get to the ballpark. Prior to a stretch with the team, they can get on the bands, they can have their own 5 to 10 minute routine, essentially putting a bunch of blood flow through their arms prior to even picking a baseball up, but also providing a nice stretch for their arms so that when they do go to throw, they're not putting their arms in a bad position or a position that possibly could put them in an injury position. Again, these Jaeger bands, $25 to $30, but they can be a huge part of any player's routine when they get to the ballpark. Put it in your bag, take it with you everywhere you go, and make sure you're using them frequently throughout the season.